Dolos, we have always looked to the stars, taking a fascination in the hope that can be found in the heavens for humankind.
The aftermath of the moon explosion caused during their engine loss.
Decisive action from scientists and politicians across the world.
We are always focused on adaptation, progression, and preserving the future of humanity, no matter the challenge that faces us.
Full jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. I sense Remus. We have reached the Ilia system. Structural failure of the Tycoon is near. We should initiate the Neocond colonization protocol.
Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to IXION. You have seen the final jump. This is technically the final one. And just as a heads up, I've actually already recorded a huge 2-hour segment of this. The problem is that at the current time, it is full of bugs. There's a few things that we had to essentially conquer and strive over that didn't actually work. Now, if you're watching this episode, you are either A, not playing it yourself, and you're just simply watching for the story or the gameplay or just because of myself, or you don't care about spoilers. So I'm going to give you a spoiler here. There are two endings to this game. There are two paths that we can go. As of the last recording I did, one of those paths is either broken or I did something wrong somewhere along the line that a bug happened. So one of those paths I cannot take. I am going to take the other path. Now, you'll be able to figure out which is which fairly fairly easily rather. And just as an FYI, I got almost to the end game. So remember, I went down that one path. So we know which way we're gonna go. It also means that I know exactly what I need to do in this system to prepare. So it is a little bit of a disappointment that I was able to figure all this out, or that it didn't work last time. But regardless, it's still going to be an amazing adventure, and I'm excited for you because you are the one that gets to see this maybe for the first time and all of the plot twists and all the really cool things. So we are going to have a very structured thing of what I am going to do to try to prepare for the end of the game, but my goal is today to get to that end of the game. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're ready for it because I am very excited and ready for it. So we have the Ilia system. We need to find Remus, and we have the Palatine planet. Despite the interference from the intense cloud cover, our probe was still able to detect unusually high levels of mercury. Planet's environment is toxic, but should not pose a problem to our teams. That's right. All right, and then also we need probably to go after hydrogen first. There may be a large deposit of hydrogen around here. And I only say that because we need that for our nuclear reactors. That's actually right there. We're gonna have 2 people go after hydrogen, and then hydrogen is in It's actually in Sector 3, but we don't have anything going in Sector 3. Although we could. I suppose I could build a few ships. Let's do that, but we also have the nuclear reactor in Sector 5, if I remember correctly. Let's go over to here. We do, okay. So we'll have them gather in Sector 5. All of Sector 6 is just going to get iron, which is fine with me. We will actually do silicone there, and then we might do something like water there if we discover it. The other thing is we are going to get just a boatload. We're going to get a boatload of great things, great research anyways. So we're going to try and research as much as we can. I wasn't able to research everything in the last time we played, but I think it's because I was playing a little bit unoptimally. Last but not least, let me just say this big giant spoiler alert. Tier 3 batteries are an absolute necessity. They're going to be something you're going to want to invest in. So I highly recommend getting tier 3 batteries for the end game. We're going to lay this down. This is a little bit spoilery, but we're going to need a lot of batteries. So I'm going to go ahead and just have everyone, once they get one of those done, they're going to pump into tier 3 or sector 3 rather as we continue along. The other things that I have to worry about are simply making sure that our reactors are fully uploaded. I can't do anything that expends electronics, so we're not going to focus on that other thing. That's going to get done here in just a second. That's going to get done as well, and once it does, we'll be able to build ships, supply ships to go after everything we need, which will be hydrogen in this area. There we go. Okay, I actually didn't expect that to happen. Let's do this for right now.
Power supply overloaded.
Just for a little bit. And we are getting that.
A sector is being overworked.
Yep, I get it. We're gonna do, let's see, what did I decide?
Has occurred in the tycoon.
What we need is bioelectricity. I get it. Yes, okay. But oh my word, there's so much we can do. There is so much. There we go. Power is reduced by 10. That's going to be good. That will allow us to get our stuff up and running. And then we've got loads of hydrogen there. That's going to be very nice. Despite interference, our probe is still able to detect. Oh yeah, that's right. We did that. We've landed on a palatine near the highest registered concentrations of mercury. A huge river of the element flows over a cliff. A waterfall in silver, ending in an ocean several kilometers away. That's awesome. We have more than enough here. So we're definitely going to do that. And then we also need to let our... Okay, good. They're doing that. So they should be able to transport that relatively easy. We shouldn't have any issues once that gets rolling. What we need to do is focus on... yeah, let's go ahead and find another planet. That'll be good. A battery tier 2 has been disabled. That's okay. We're all right. We're all good there. And then I should have enough power after I do this to really boost things up quite a bit. Hydrogen fire starter. Yeah, we're all right. We're all right there. And then we have quite a bit of food. We'll be okay, I think, food-wise. We're going to go ahead and do waste heat recovery there because that will allow us to save a little bit of power. And then we can send Scout over to this planet once we discover it. Plutarch. Gravitational aberration. Potential sites for analysis have been located. Exoskeleton tech will allow our team to begin planetary exploration. We're going to let him discover that, though, and we're going to build up so we can get all that going. Now, the next thing we probably need is a decent supply of iron, so we're going to go there. We're going to have these guys recover that, and then we're going to have that guy split there.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
It's not sucking out the stuff. That's okay. Fragmented transmissions are coming through at an extremely rapid rate. They say they've arrived on site and have been waiting for instructions for several cycles. Ooh, that's interesting. Let's do a support for advanced analysis. That sounds really intriguing. I actually didn't go this route. So we'll see what happens there. Oh, I swear I told them to do this. Okay, maybe it was just a little bit of a glitch. Regardless, we should be fine. And also what we need to do here on out, very, very importante, is that we need to make sure these guys are focusing on electronics, because we desperately are going to need that to be up and operational. All right, the steel mill no longer takes as much heat. We're going to reduce the power costs even more. That's going. We're not doing anything there just yet. But they should start doing a lot of stuff. Not sure what those ships are doing. They are collecting everything. Good. All right, that works. Yep, that'll be going good. We got supply ships going there. Everything's hunky-dory for the moment. We need a good supply of silicone and carbon, and I don't know that they'll be able to get there together. We'll do that. That's fine. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. There we go. That's at least something. There we go. All right, cool. They're collecting that science finally, which is good for us. We're getting everything nice and rolling. Whatever that was, reduces the power for all of that stuff. Power cost is reduced for cell housing. We do have quite a bit of that going for us as well. Let's go ahead and discover a new planet, shall we? We're going to go back and forth. All right, so we have a mission critical area over here. A big spoiler alert coming. This is actually really, really cool. This is probably one of my favorite parts of this game so far. Okay, well, apparently we've already discovered it. Incoming transmission.
People of the VVS Tycoon. I am Agora of the 3rd generation. We, the IXION guides, know that you have been searching for Remus for a long time. However, we had established a delicately balanced ecosystem here on this planet that cannot suffer your presence. We remember Dolos as our first and closest ally.
You should.
As the one who made the neocon HForHavoc teachings visible. Pioneers of genetic conatus, you have suffered repression, persecution, and extermination.
Yeah, we have, actually.
The memory of the doors you opened for us, of our common past. It is our turn to open the door for you.
Well, I appreciate that. This is just really cool. So the Ashtongites.
You may be a part of our community. Shape it.
Oh. Okay, let me find another place real quick. Just real quick, guys. It's just really cool that the Ashtongites have made it all the way through. And they have evolved to the 3rd generation to enhance all of the things there.
No longer be you. We will become us. For this to happen, you will need to be genetically optimized for life on Remus. We will incorporate your genetic heritage into our society.
This is just really cool.
The elder process my predecessor applied to us. You will be adapted to the planet's gravity, to photosynthesize. You will live in symbiosis with Remus. Let me be clear. Humanity's mistake has been its attempts to transform ecosystems, to deny its place in them. We do not terraform, we change. We are not intruders. We are a crystalline part of the ecosystem. You will live longer and work according to your abilities and passions. Our elites guide us with pragmatism, intellect, empathy, and with sensibility. We have no other interest than to follow genetic conatus. Let us show you the new credo, trust in genetic conatus.
So, let's just pause right here. They have assimilated, essentially, themselves into the planet.
Power restored.
So they're not necessarily one with the planet, but instead of terraforming to fit their needs, they are terraforming themselves in essence, genetically, to live in sync with the system. So that's Remus. And it's just really, really cool. And that's the path we're going to go down. We're going to meet with the Ashtingites. We're going to do what we can with them, because that is the not bugged path, essentially. So just a heads up, that's what we're going to do. Over on Palatine, almost all the weather systems have been infiltrated by Mercury. The resulting dense and toxic cloud would not prove conductive to the development of life or colonization. We are going to locate the source of the river. And then over here, fragmented transmissions from the crew are coming through at a rapid rate. We're no longer receiving transmissions. Biometric report data suggests the team experienced accelerated aging. This led to insanity, hunger, dehydration, and death. The expedition will be declared lost. Okay, well that's actually not what I expected to happen. That's a huge loss of material, but as well as crew. I'll be sensitive to that. So what we now have to do is we have to figure all of the things out, and all of the things include making as many batteries as possible. So we're gonna make a new crew here. We have the guys over in Sector 3. We have 3 sets of people ready to rumble there. We are going to tell the people in Sector 3 to go after the hydrogen. And that will allow us to just be able to soak everything else up. We do have more that we need to do. At this point, we need a lot more carbon. So we need to find another good solid chunk of carbon. And that may not be super close. Honestly, we've got enough carbon. I think we'll be okay. Let's look for another source of iron. That'll work. And then once we get that rolling, we'll move along. We'll meet with the Ashtingites, because that will be a pretty critical portion of what we need to do. And in fact, I'm going to switch that out for a science ship so we can get another one of those guys rolling.
Power supply overloaded.
We're going to be racked with power supplies left and right, power failures. I need to figure out why. I actually know exactly why. It's because we have a buildup here of goodness gracious, of waste. So we're going to tell them to come to here. Our trust is just like perfect. So we are going to do waste recycling in Sector 3. That will allow us to build that up very quickly. Let's go ahead and high priority this. And we'll be able to move along from there.
The team has completed a task.
We're going to let them collect data before we move along with that.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Do we have any more? We do have planets. I know we got more planets. Let's go ahead and get the silicone just in case, but I just don't think it will be necessary. Nanofilters has been researched. We're going to go ahead and move along with something different. That is going to be something to deal with over here. Let's go ahead and make our ships move faster, our science ships especially.
A probe has completed its scan.
There we go. Great, fantastic, lots of stuff going on there.
Restored.
Power's been restored. Palatine. Okay, the team of the Faraday discovered a source, a huge lake of mercury from which the liquid metal flows. During survey efforts, Gioa Advigora fell into the lake, seemed to have ingested large quantities of mercury. They were saved by the team, and mission reports detail how Gioa Avogadro experienced multiple hallucinatory visions from the exposure. Described witnessing UN attacks on Dolos infrastructure, wars and famines sweeping across the earth, massive crowds being rushed together, fleeing from the deadly mobs. Dolos security protocols recommend she be transferred to an infirmary, so she's injured, and we have a lot to be extracted with. But goodness gracious, she essentially experienced everything in our history from when we first jumped. Repatriate the Faraday and transfer her to an infirmary. Absolutely. Come back to the Tycoon. We have the Tesla. We're going to move her in. Or it in, however you want to say that. Post-lunaclism science ship has been researched, and we're just going to continue into this a little bit. This is the very important pieces that we are going to have to keep in mind. Over here, we're working on, we built 2 batteries, which is actually pretty impressive, honestly. And then what we need to do is we need to reallocate pretty much as much alloy as possible over to Sector 3 to funnel this in. And I think that will be good to rumble there. We shouldn't have anything power-wise fail. We are missing waste. Let's look at waste. Okay, so there's 110 there. We're going to have that go there. And then, yeah, Sector 3. Waste. There we go. And now that we have that waste, we can tell them, hey, move everything over as much as possible. And that will solve the power outages. It should, anyways. We're also going to now research... that's not so important at the moment. Chip science generation is good as well. And we're going to put the Faraday over on Remus so we can start developing that story. Because we do kind of need to move about as quickly as we humanly can. And then what about that last ship? That's the Tesla. I feel like we're missing a ship. We have 3. We have the Faraday. We have the Sensitive. The Sensitive isn't on here. Okay, that's cool. Well, let's go ahead and... oh, I can't even... Okay. I don't know that their name is Sensitive, but what they're giving me is Sensitive, so that's fun. We can go ahead and keep exploring, because we will need to keep exploring. Get as much done as possible. Where are you? You are right there. Alright, so everything is done there. Let's go over to the Numitor. Let's see what surprises wait for us there. Disruptive study protocols. And then now what I actually am going to do is we're going to do sealed environment. Charging speeds by 75%. Spoiler alert, that's going to be very, very crucial. And we really need to get Sector 3 up and running as fast as we can. Oh, do we ever really need to? All right, and then let's see, optimal. We're going to transport 60 crew workers from Sector 2 to Sector 3.
The science ship has arrived at its destination.
Nice, they've arrived at Remus. Oh, it kills me that I can't do that there. But we can still do two tier 2 batteries there. So that'll be great. We're going to collect all the science from there first. It's important that we get as much tech researched as possible. Let's go.
An accident has occurred in the Typhoon.
Let's see. Steel mill, 13 alloy. Will it go any faster though? That's the thing. We've done everything for the polymers, for the waste treatment. Power cost is reduced. That's going to help us just in general with life. And yeah, we're going to collect all the science as much as we can. Make them tear that down to funnel through other systems. And we should be able to get these guys up and running. It looks like it'll basically be down to the electronics. So we had electronic production going very well, but it apparently wasn't enough. Ooh, there's another one. We'll go there. Remus. Administrator, we were greeted most solemnly by the Ashtangites. Their morphology is different. Taller, thinner. Their skin has a slight green shade to it. Atmospheric readings indicate that oxygen is present, but in insufficient quantities to support the unadapted Tycoon crew on Remus without respiratory assistance. We've not witnessed any signs of poverty or conflict. The population density is much lower than that of the Earth we left. Yeah, we'll meet with the Ashtangites. That's kind of exactly why we're here, so...
Administrator, you can implement a new policy.
We've entered Numitor's atmosphere, opaque and crimson, and makes spotting anything here difficult. We'll create and use analytic tools. I think we'll still be fine to do this. We're going to use a different place. We're going to use those guys. I think we'll still be fine. And it does bug me that I can't get anywhere else with those guys.
Population transfer complete.
We've got our population transfer to Sector 3, which means they're now only working extra hours. And we can go here and we can do body recycling. Oh no, that's not good. And we'll be right as rain. They already got that tier 2 battery built. Awesome. We're going to build another one. And you know what? We don't need this anymore. We actually don't need this anymore, but what could we utilize it for? We could bring in more iron. What do we have regarding... Okay, everyone's pretty much got everything they can. Are we doing anything in this sector? We've got plenty of hydrogen, but honestly, it can't hurt to get a lot more. Just to keep things running as smoothly as possible. Apparently, there is no such thing as the correct spot for this place. Oh, right there. They are rolling as fast as they can. Sweet, we've met with the Ashtingites. We've met with the representatives. We were surprised at first by the limited ceremony of what seems to us a momentous occasion. Received on a beach, we were taken to a cliff top that looked over their ocean. Many Ashtingites joined the gathering. Some simply watched. Others inspected our suits and devices. Following our exchanges with the Gora and the other members of the hierarchy, a proposal was made. If we agree to join them, the Ashtingites will reveal the locations of temples within the Ilia system. Each temple contains a fragment of a blueprint for a bioengineering center. Constructing this on board the Tycoon would allow us to adapt ourselves to life on Remus. We will definitely accept their offer, 100%.
People of the VVS Tycoon, we have delayed to silence them once and for all.
We've got that way. Alright, we've received the signals of 3 Ashtangite temples. We now have to locate them with our probes. This is the way. I love it. Let's see. Do we have any? Okay, we're going to study the Ashtangite technology. And we'll see where it goes from there. But, hey, spoiler. Piranesi's not dead. No, it's not dead. It's not dead at all. Let's go ahead and send probes to the trouble areas that we need to get to. Oh, my word. Alright, so now we have to deal with that while we do everything else. We don't have any resources in transit. It's a bit unfortunate. We also have a ton of research that we can do still, though. Let's go there. Oh, my word. What's it going to do? So we have to find the blueprint fragment from the Temple of Merit. We have to find common sense and free will. Let's see. There's another place. There is some iron or alloy. It's not a lot. And I also don't know why they have... Oh my word. Okay, we have things to do. Everything confirms the sad truth. The Piranesi has followed us to the Ilia system. Hold on, we're going to take a look at this. Alright, this is Li Jiao of the Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. We're once again taking the liberty of overriding Dolos protocols in order to contact you. We did some analysis on Eden after she was attacked by the Piranesi's PA. We've unearthed some interesting files. Information on Remus and numerous colonization protocols were present in Eden's database from the beginning of the Tycoon mission. What? So she knew where Remus was from the get-go. And that's not all. We also discovered details on another viable exoplanet, the planet Romulus. This planet has been masked, so it doesn't appear in any reports you received. To put in place administrative countermeasures, and we've encouraged you to send a team to the planet. I've heard you. So there is another planet, Romulus. That's what this is. Interesting. Okay, that's cool.
Administrator, I am not dead yet.
He's ticked.
I will feed on your pitiful community. I will build my rebirth. Are you ready for your simulation?
No, I'm not. It's so demented. Oh my word. All right, cool. That's fantastic.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Ashtonite tech is greatly influenced by its terrestrial heritage, but often involves some form of genetic manipulation. Oxen are used to fertilize their fields, their tails adapted for plowing, which is, I'm not gonna lie, that's a really cool thing. Trees produce fruits of considerable size. We saw that, I think, on, what, Neptune? Their bark serving as food for other giant aphid-like creatures. Ashtonite buildings are made from cut stone blocks and a fungus that shapes and strengthens the structure over time. Their scientists point out the watchbirds that serve as lookouts and communicate in ultrasound. We've completed a detailed report that contains the knowledge they've shared with us. Very cool. So they are essentially vastly more advanced than we could ever be, which is a really, really neat thing. And then what I'm actually going to do here, we are going to... See, no, that's Sector 2. We're going to build another science ship, because I just feel like that's necessary. We also have 5 people in here. I already deleted that thing, so we're not going to be able to do that. We found the Temple of Common Sense as well. And we've got 13 out of 150 to go there. Sector 2 is dealing with some issues of silicone. You know what? We have this right here, so why don't you just go ahead and remove that there. I think that'll help out with things greatly. We're storing 15 polymer here, which I think with polymer, we could go ahead and just like transfer between everything. Yeah, because, oh, they're waiting on that for the science ship. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, no, that's a goofball mistake on my part. We need even more place for iron, and then we need to make sure that iron is getting transported all the way over to there. Meanwhile, we're gonna build a tier 2. You know what? We could actually build a tier 3 here. No, we couldn't. No, we couldn't. Build a tier 2 battery here. We have fires going on all over the place, and Sector 6 is apparently starving. We could set a policy of normal food, which should reduce how much is needed here. That will work. Fantastic. Good job, everybody. All right, we don't have another probe until now. We need to find that last temple. It's close. It's close. Right there. All right, so we found those places. Drone Bay has been unlocked, but I don't know that I actually have the space to build it. Maybe in Sector 5, but I think it's a little too big for that. Yeah, it is. That's okay. Also, we need to not train those people automatically. We need to build this. And we need to get rocking and rolling as much as possible. I would love to actually unlock this, but I don't think it will work.
A new request awaits your attention.
Okay, what do we got? What is this? Let's open this one. This is Li Jiao of the, or Jiao. I won't beat around the bush any longer. We need to shut down Eden. She's altering all the data presented to you, as well as the data that crew members exchange with each other. You probably noticed this already. Eden obeys the principles of Dolos, which today are probably more than a century out of date. She's programmed to prevent us from reaching Romulus and making a fresh start. She won't deviate from the old dreams of the long-crushed corporations that brought about the Lunicalism. She's totally disconnected from what the crew, including you, have gone through and are still going through. We've successfully deposited a protocol for disconnection in the EVA airlock base. Please, Administrator, you're our only hope. Also, Administrator, the Syndicate of Sector 1 has found a solution for the Piranesi problem. Now that we have finally reached a viable exoplanet, the Tycoon has no further purpose. The Scientific Syndicate proposed the following. As preparations are being made for colonization, the Tycoon sectors should be filled with batteries. Told you. Once they are charged and the crew ready for exit, a flight path will be plotted to the Tycoon to crash into the Piranesi. Igniting the stored power should be enough to destroy the BMS warship. Administrator, in the scenario where there's no longer any life on board the Tycoon, I am authorized as the PA of the station to lead it to its end. Oh, understood. Objective: the last stand. Looky there, we're already halfway there. A little over halfway, actually. So now you see the peril and the trouble that I've been trying to go through in trying to figure all of this out and get it done. We need
Has occurred in the Tycoon.
We need as much as possible. And honestly, it may be a bit too much to expect all of these guys to go there. So we're going to dismantle that. And I'm going to build a place over here. Now we need food. So let's go ahead and just say, hey, everyone gets as much food as they want. Let's actually get some of this out of here, so that it can get that all erased. Very nice. What else do we need? Let's go ahead and have these guys carry more than they normally could. Alright, we now have so many things. We're going to go to the Temple of Merit. We're going to go to the Temple of Common Sense. We're going to go to Faraday. Tesla. Can't leave yet because it's still waiting on supplies. Yeah, I don't know if we should have done that. Don't know if we should have. We're getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen. Retrieve the blueprint fragment. Okay, yeah, we're doing all of those things. Are there any more planets out here? Just so I can see. There are indeed. There we go. And again, we're trying to build as many.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Trying to get all of the text done. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I just really don't. What else could we do, for instance? Insect farm, that works. At this point, I don't know that there's really anything super important that would work.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
This is the Hope team. We've docked to the Temple of Merit. We saw an inscription written in several languages. We enclose here the illusion of merit. This chimera draped in logic has never ceased to be a tool for those who began their lives more powerful than others. Merit is an inverted reflection that judges without understanding origin. This illusion confuses explanation with excuse and therefore prevents one from inhabiting reality. Following the instructions of the Ashton Guides, we've located one of the three parts. There are offerings and messages here left by people who let go of merit and found balance. The temple's rooms are large, filled with all kinds of objects of all kinds. It'll take time. No. At this point, I want to get this done as quickly as possible. Here we lock up the illusion of free will. The fictional narrative prevents us from seeing what we are and what we can do. There is no choice because the motivations that lead us to choose pre-exist the choice. Following the directions of the Ashton Guides, we located the room. Many objects and testimonies from people enjoy liberated from free will. No, we are going to retrieve that fragment. We're waiting for the people of common sense to show up. We enclose here the illusion of common sense, a moral habit with origins lost in the darkness of the minds that wield it. The scientific method has repeatedly shown how counterintuitive reality is. We must strip common sense away, leaving only empathy and pragmatism in their purest forms. These two modes will then find their rightful place. We are going to retrieve that fragment and we are going to leave. Now, this is where I am a little bit torn in what we should or shouldn't do, because we're still waiting on those guys. I want to test and see if Romulus will work. I love the idea of Remus, but the logical side of me, which I am just typically there by default, means that we are abandoning everything and becoming rather defenseless. We've retrieved that, we've retrieved that one, and we have retrieved that. Okay. Now, let's all descend on Romulus to soak up that stuff.
An accident has occurred in the Tycoon.
Regardless, I still think, oh, we need to construct, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. We're going to go back into here. I think Sector 3 will be able to hold this. Oh, just barely not. Okay, we're gonna have to dismantle this. As much hydrogen as you can handle.
Science ship has arrived at its destination.
And we're gonna see what Romulus holds for us. Oh, that's right. We have to disable her, don't we? But if we disable her, can she not fly? She can't fly it into the... Oof. Nope, we've made our choice. We're already here. We're already doing all the things, so...
You can implement a new policy.
That's fine. Yep, I won't say we messed up, because it's not a mess up. Rather, it's just...
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Yep, okay. That's fine. Let's go ahead here. At this point, we're just going to start doing everything. We're at 812. We still need to construct the bioengineering center as well. We have plenty of polymer, so I'm actually not too worried about it. Go to the Argentine. We will get there, but that's not super crucial either. I think we're okay in terms of all the supplies. Do we have any ice anywhere, just so I can start doing it? Don't think it'll matter, but you never know. Because, I mean, there is the chance that we could run out of water and then we're dead. There we go. There we go as well.
A probe has completed its scan.
Well done. Those guys are all done. Let's go ahead and mine faster. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to do. We're gonna go to Sector 3. Okay, so that's all done. We still need quite a bit more. Let's go... I think we could do this. Let's actually stop that. I think I could have squeezed all those in. Okay, just barely not, but that's okay. Alright, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We're still hallucinating at Romulus. We can start working that there, but what we also need to work on, we're going to have to split our time here. Adapts the crew for conditions on Remus over the course of 10 cycles. 500 alloy and 9 electronics. Oh my word. Sweet goodness gracious. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and disassemble this guy. Disassemble this guy so we can use them for parts. They've been good to us. They've done lots of good positive stuff. We have places and things we have to be at and do. Team of the Sensitive, we've landed on Vulcan. Proximity analysis indicates the comet is shedding large amounts of boron. Significant electromagnetic disturbances have also been detected. They appear to be similar in nature to those we observed, on the Rokintansky comet in the Immorton system. Yeah, study them, absolutely. We've landed on the planet. A powdery layer of yellow sulfur covers Aventine. It falls into the many crevices strewn across the planet's surface. The interior of the hollow planet is revealed through these fissures, which offer a spectacular view down to Aventine's core. It's unlike anything we've seen. Telluric pillars support the planet's surface, reaching up out of the central, perfectly spherical core. Like a metallic seed, it seems to absorb the rain of sulfur as it rains down. Let's study that core and see what happens. Yeah, that's fine. Piranesi is inching ever closer to Remus, so we are a little bit on a time schedule. I don't think there's anything else like incredibly necessary. Waste production is reduced by 30%. Apparently that's going to be something big. So let's go ahead and anticipate that for this. Can I build 2 here? Interesting. I never thought about building another one. That would be incredibly helpful, though.
The science ship team has completed a task.
Sweet, so that's done. Like, I'm gonna start working from the outside in, or from the inside out. We ventured down the crevices, seeking the source of the electromagnetic disturbances. Entering a small cave of luminescent boron crystals, we stopped to take readings. Results seemed to vary. Proceeding further in, we found a large floating gray sphere, similar to the one found by the Oxford crew. After liaising with the Tycoon's scientific community, a number of controversial theories have been put forward and proposals made for possible experiments. Debate continues. I've noticed a growing fascination for the sphere among other expedition members. This is absurd, since it's obviously only for me. I love that. I love that reading. It's obviously only for me. Study sphere while under strict psychological surveillance. Yeah, let's go ahead and completely map the place. And then the Aventine's about to take in some stuff there. The team had great difficulty establishing a study protocol. After multiple attempts, conclusions indicate that a huge central sphere interacts with elementary particles, including bosons and Frauss tachyons, in a selective and unpredictable manner. 10 previously unknown elementary particles have been identified. Data from the Aventine core will pave the way for new scientific and technological models. Okay, study the surface of the Aventine and see what you can come up with. Are we almost done here? Almost. We need one more. We just need one more. And we'll be good there. Yeah, I think we're fine with the number of particles that are being made there. We're just dissolving everything that we can. And now they should be taking orders and dismantling all the stuff too. Maybe not.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Vulcan the Green Comet, great. What do we got now? What do we want to do out of all this? Oh, the mining ship still has stuff. I don't think we'll get to it, but it's just a cool thing, fun thing that I'm doing, basically. Vulcan! This is the crew of the Oxford. I don't know how you managed it, Administrator, but we have returned. We've been with the Oxford, existing in ways that seem inconceivable to us now. Passing through strange, solid, liquid, and gaseous lands, matter behaved in a pattern outside of our accepted understanding. Time was not linear. Days were lived where the chronology of actions was not the same for every member of the team. We drifted in this Frausian Morris, lost, until we were extricated by the sensitive team. Our ship is now in orbit of Vulcan. We got the Oxford back. That's super cool. Very nice.
A science ship team has completed a task.
So we now have 5 science ships. Analysis indicates the mass-defining particles that constitute the matter possess an altered state. Surface of the planet contains many isotopes previously thought impossible. Many of our theoretical models have been called into question following the discoveries made on Aventine. Unfortunately, the planet's surface is extremely friable, making any long-term exploration attempts unviable. Okay. Well, I think that's it for all the planets. There's another planet. Let's just have everyone go over there then. I guess we have to wait. Sensitive can come over here. Hope can go ahead and come over here. Genetic Conatus Memorial has been, okay, that's all right. Okay, we only need 90 more. Both of those have been created. I can squeeze a small one here. And then another one there, and then we are also filled up. So that's a good thing. Honestly, don't know that there's anything to mine anymore. There's some stuff. It's just I haven't told anyone to mine it. You know what? We could tell those two guys. Go mine that stuff. Man, I'm excited for this though. I haven't actually seen what happens at the very, very end. I haven't made it there. But I'll just say this, it was much more intense. Much more intense than this is right now. We're actually cruising along compared to what I was doing before. We still need loads of things there. Is there room? There's not room there for anything else. We have 13 out of 100 crew members, and these guys are just cranking away as fast as they can. 50 or 20 now produces 1 instead of 25. Even with a power loss, I think we would be okay. We're so close, guys. Oh my word, are we close. And we still just have tons and tons of stuff here. What do we got? Oh, never mind. Here we go. After several surveys, the team of the Tesla discovered the existence of a second, much smaller and denser core of Nutor. Self-similar space particles were also detected. The team proposes there is a correlation between the presence of these particles and the core's strong geothermal activity. Interesting. Did they lose someone? I'm assuming they did. We're gonna go gather all of that research. We're just gonna keep doing this stuff. And we're gonna keep hoping that we can continue building. We may need to squeeze a space for something from somewhere. Sector 5 only has a certain limited number of people. I won't say they're missing. It's not the right terminology. We need to figure out where we can squeeze in more space. These guys are happy. These guys are very happy. You know what? This is what we'll do. We will destroy and dismantle this building, which will allow us another tier 3, which should be enough. Hopefully, it'll be enough. Science ship has arrived at Lupercal. Lupercal's atmosphere is very thin and toxic. Visible particles hang suspended within it, move in the light winds of the planet. Impressively, vast quantities of diamond encrust the surface. The thin atmosphere will provide little protection. We've chosen a study location that rarely experiences direct exposure to Ilya, the star of the system. Any increase of the surface temperature could jeopardize the team's safety. We don't have the ability to do either of those. We're going to perform an intrusive analysis and call it good there. Sensitive will move as well. And again, we're just going to work on everything here, but I think we're going to get done before anything actually happens. We have more than enough food. And I think this is one of the issues. It doesn't seem like they're really doing anything. The light of the explosion was reflected by the floating atmospheric particles. Murky skies were illuminated for a brief, spectacular moment. Particle behavior anomalies were detected. During residue analysis, we prepared some carbon resource packets for extraction. Cool. So yeah, this is basically where we are at now. This is where we're at. I do think there's seems to be a bug with people consuming food. It doesn't seem like they actually consume it, so that's something that I want to let the team know. We can go there. But yeah, we are incredibly close. And this is, like I said, because it's my second time, obviously I know exactly what I'm doing. So it's I won't say it's unfair, but I certainly have an advantage, I should say. Let's go ahead and do this. And then just get rid of the carbon there. Yeah, we'll take all the carbon you can get. Please just dismantle it. Just get rid of it, please, please, please. And then there is one more thing that I know is going to happen over here. That minus 30% waste means that we're gonna have just a ton. We're gonna have just a boatload of waste, so making that a priority will be pretty importante as well. But I think we got it. We have all the time in the world, essentially. We'll be fine. Like we'll be perfectly fine. I need to make this into hydrogen. Cancel destruction. Let's go ahead and move along with the docking bays. Oh no, we still have this guy. Large stockpiles, which we never got to use. A little bit disappointed. This is going to go to waste. Go towards waste, I should say. Yeah, and now it's just a waiting game. We have 7 left. All that requires is a small battery. Surely we can squeeze in a small battery somewhere. And then we just have to wait until we're fully charged, which shouldn't be a problem. And while we're at it, we might as well bump up all the reactors. Oh, we don't have a reactor going because, well, it's just not working. Look at that. That's a huge 720 units into a single resource. Absolutely mind-blowing. Let's go ahead and go parts of Stanford. Even though we don't need it. This is just a simple little thing that we're doing. Sweet, we built enough, charged the batteries. The batteries will be charged here very, very soon. And we'll be right as rain here in just a little bit. Go ahead and build that up. It's okay. We now need hydrogen over here. Give me all the hydrogen. Give it all to me. Nice, we're built up. The last stand has been completed. And we are now officially building the bioengineering sector. Look at that thing go up.
An accident has occurred in the tycoon.
Looks really, really cool. That is a huge temple. Awesome. All right. Bioengineering process will take 10 cycles. And there we go. I knew that that's what it would take. We have loads and loads there. So now that we have tons of waste, we can start exporting that over. We're gonna get so much waste in here. It's a bit mind-blowing. So we won't be able to hit all of the text, which does make me a little bit sad. But at the same time, it's just cool to see everything else in general up and running and rolling like it needs to. Oh my word, I've had so much fun. And at times, lots of frustration. But look at this. Look at this. We're converting all of the crew. And it's really stinking cool. Population is plummeting. Because we are adapting everyone that we can. So yes, food is broken. You'll notice that even during the meal cycles, they aren't being satisfied, as it were. Now, we could also be having just a ton of people starving. That could be what's going on. But regardless, we're converting as much of the population as we can. Look at all of those things. Goodness gracious. We're having a rough time here trying to convert all of it. Let's actually convert this to trash. Although we will need to get rid of that stuff. The polymer. Oh wow, we have tons of polymer everywhere. Okay, well never mind. We'll just have to deal with it. I don't think anything happens here. I don't think that does anything negatively, but it's just something that, you know, is happening simply. And maybe if it does get to a point where it's unmanageable, then it'll be different, but I don't think it will. We're simply assimilating the crew, which we don't have that many left, but look how close the Piranesi is. Oh no. Part of me does want to try and find Romulus, and maybe if I can do this right, we can change it up to where we can focus on that, but outside of that, I think that that version of the story is a bit broken. We're simply assimilating, and assimilating even more. As many of the population, I think, as we can. Look at all those non-workers. Join the Ashtongites on Remus via the bioengineering station. Join the Ashtongites. This leads to the end of the game, absolutely. So what's going to happen is the real question. Here we go.
Administrator, if you are listening to this message, it means the Tycoon has reached its destination, despite the unpredictable parameters that framed the equation of its journey. The crew have found a new home, whether the one planned for or another. These survivors have already begun to lay the foundations of a new cradle, where creativity, invention, and joy can bloom again. Perhaps you already understand why I insisted, why the mission launch was precipitated. When I discovered that the lunicalism was inevitable, I also understood that any attempt to save our species after this would have been doomed to fail. You took the helm in the only launch window available to us. Thanks to you, our efforts, our mistakes, our sins and sacrifices will sink into oblivion, into the past, while the first pages are written for a newly born humanity.
So he knew the cataclysm, or the lunicalism, was going to happen. He knew all of this would happen, and still he set us on the journey knowing that that was the only way that we could save humanity. That's really cool. That's also intense. That's some really deep stuff there. Guys, that's the end of this game. I appreciate you joining me on this journey. I had, hands down, appreciated this game's narrative. It's one of the best out there, I think. And I honestly think it's on par with Frostpunk, if not better, in terms of the narrative and the story and the twists and the turns. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much once again. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. leave your comments in the comment section, give the video a thumbs up, do all the things, and hopefully you'll get to experience this on your own. Let me know if you have as well. Once again, one last time, thank you for joining me on this journey. This is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next video.
Officially established amongst the stars.
Given the importance of the Tycoon, we must have full control over what is happening inside the station.
Administrator, trust in genetic vendettas. Self-similar space will reveal the pattern.